Now that we have created a brand new Azure Mobile App Service for this deliveries application, it's time for us to connect our Android and our iOS projects to that service. So once connected, we can start registering users and logging users and move forward into adding the rest of the functionality. So I will start by going to the Solution Explorer and add the required packages. You may remember from the Summary Forms section that we need to add a new gem package to all of these projects so we can get access to the Azure App Services. So I'm going to right-click on the solution and I'm going to select Manage New Gem Packages for the entire solution so we can add the necessary packages. In this window, I'm going to navigate to the Browse tab and we have to search for Microsoft.Azure.mobile.client, and this is the exact same package that we use on Summary Forms. It is seamlessly going to work in here as well. Now we have to select all of the projects in the project list, and we do have to change the selection of the version to 3.1.0 because the more recent 4.0 versions are not compatible with the type of projects that the template that we selected created, and the 3.1.0 is still going to have the functionality that we need. And I'm going to click on Install, click OK on the preview window where we see the list of what is going to be installed, accept the licenses, and once the process is complete, we can perform the next step, which is adding a client static variable that is going to be available from both Android and iOS. I will start with the iOS project, and I'm going to define this static variable in the app delegate. It is from the app delegate from where we are always going to be accessing this static variable. And this static variable is going to be the exact same type of variable that we created on Summary Forms when we implemented these services. So right below the comment where I see class level declarations, I am going to declare a class level variable. So this is going to be public, it's going to be static, and it's going to be of type mobile service client. Of course, we will need a using directive to Microsoft.Windows-Azure.mobile services, and I'm going to initialize this to be a new mobile service client. And I of course have to set the name for the variable. This is going to be mobile service. And notice the constructor for the mobile service client class. There are actually two constructors. One of them requires a string with the mobile app URI, the absolute URI of the Microsoft Azure mobile application. And the second one is just parameters for handlers that are actually optional. But what is not optional is that mobile app URI. So we have to get it from our mobile app service. So I'm going to navigate back to the Azure portal and copy that URI that I told you at the beginning when we created the mobile app service, because it's in here where we're going to need it. So here I am on my mobile app service, and we have here the URI for the mobile service. And if we hover over, we even see a click to copy button. And if we copy it, now it's on the clipboard that we can navigate back to Visual Studio and paste it. But it is this URL, the one that we have to copy, the one that is in the overview section of our Xamarin Deliveries app, or well, the name of your mobile app service, and that we have to pass to the constructor of the mobile service client. Now, you may not remember this from the Xamarin Forms section, and it is because we got this information directly from the Quick Start. If you go to the Quick Start section and you select either of the platforms, what we did back then was select Xamarin Forms, there is a third step that is configure your client application that has a connect existing app option. And in here we see the declaration of that static mobile service, which is exactly what we're doing right now. And it already contains the string, the URL, for the mobile app service. So we are doing the exact same thing, except right now we're doing it manually. So I'm going to head back to Visual Studio and paste this URL. So back on Visual Studio, in the constructor for the mobile service client, I will just paste this as a string. So this is what we want to use when we are on iOS, the mobile service that we have just defined in the app delegate. Now I'm going to copy this definition and I'm going to paste it where the Android project is going to be requiring it, which right now could be any activity, but I am going to use the main activity. So in the main activity, I'm going to paste this, and now is the main activity the one that we could use to access the mobile service that is going to provide the connectivity between our Android application and the iOS application for that matter, with the corresponding tables that we will eventually create. For now, all we have to do is add the corresponding using directive. So we have access to this class from the main activity, and that's it. Both our iOS and our Android applications are now ready to start connecting and making requests to the app service. In the next lecture, we're going to create the necessary tables on the app service and the necessary classes on the Android and iOS applications so we can start registering users and logging users in.